All right, I do believe we are live. Just gonna go over here and just send this. Okay, Telegram. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live session. As you guys know, we ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna mute that. But yeah, we had a pretty fun live stream yesterday. I do want to talk about a few things, starting off with ETH from yesterday's live stream. I mean, wow, what a play, right? We went for the long position. We had the entry right. Of course, volume wasn't really there yesterday, which was the only thing that kind of worried me. And then as soon as we pretty much ended the live stream, we saw that 4-hour candle breaking above. This morning was pretty iffy, right? It was 50-50. We had our levels played out in front of us. I mentioned to you guys that ETH is looking for a bar formation, but that would have only been valid if we ended up breaking below the 1824 support. You can see that this price range, so of course, was extremely choppy. We tested that level multiple times. Immediately after, saw that fake out, and then the stronger continuation. Give me a second here, guys. But yeah, so looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum as of right now, things are obviously going to be a little bit hectic, right? Tomorrow we have the Fed meeting coming up. Right now, ETH looks like it's tapping out on the hourly as well. We haven't really gotten the retest to 1884. We're kind of hovering right in between this level, so we have to be very careful here. But assuming we can see that breakout formation on ETH, that would be ideal. Possibly retesting 1884, grabbing that liquidity, and then the continuation to the downside. But I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about the current state right now. You can see that we on ETH. Let me move this up. On ETH versus Bitcoin, we really haven't seen the completion move, right? And you guys know that these usually tend to follow each other. Now, look what happened to ETH. We had a very nice V-shaped formation. And then look what on Bitcoin, right? We haven't completed that move set just yet. The top of the move would remain to be around 29.2. That's where the profit taking will probably happen most likely. Now, what I'm waiting for right now is a retest on the exponential moving average and seeing whether or not we can use it as support. Same thing that's happening with Ethereum right now. Like Ethereum on the hourly looks, it looks, I don't want to say it looks good for a long position because it really doesn't. We've seen this pattern happen to us before. And if you guys recall, this was literally right there, the same sort of situation. We had a slow ladder case upwards and then immediately after saw the dump. But usually these things tend to act as magnets, right? So right now we're seeing on ETH, we're going to probably hit 1884 before we see any sort of continuation. Reason why I'm saying that is there's a lot of shorts that are laddered into this position that got a little greedy. We haven't really seen the retest on the exponential moving average just yet. So I would be pretty patient for an entry here. But, because easily what we could, see, so as you guys can see, I would wait until we see at least the 9 EMA retest, then look for a long position to 1884. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, this looks the same sort of situation. We're only about $100 off. So, it's one of those situations where you just kind of want to be patient here. Morning, Wayne. Hey, Kendall. Hey, Aisha. Hey, everyone. Welcome. So yeah, that's it's gonna be very interesting tomorrow. That's for sure. In terms of the price action, we're gonna see a lot of volatility tonight. We're seeing it with ETH already. Like, look, it's just laddering its way towards the upside. Like, I wouldn't usually when you have before Fed meetings, the market kind of decides the night before what it wants to do, and then obviously the next day completely opposite. So right now it looks like it's trapping, a lot of long positions here. But ideally everything kind of depends on 1884. So if we do see that continuation on 1884, of course, the only way the bearish case would be invalid is if we did retest that level as support. Otherwise, this is the level that I'm playing at. This would be something that I'm watching. And this, of course, is the completion of the V shape as well. So usually the top of the moveset is ideally where you want to be. A lot of traders are kind of entering here prematurely. I don't think that this is really a shorting position just yet. If you're looking for a short, you're probably looking for the exponential moving averages for the retest. Otherwise, there's no reason for you, at least until we retest 1884. That would be the ideal thing. But yeah, how was your trading day, guys? Or all trading past few days for you guys? I'm curious to see what everyone's thoughts were, you know, because I know market's been extremely choppy. We've been shorting since 2100, but you guys know my rule. Mostly before Fed news or anything like that, you want to be very careful when you're entering the market. You don't want to get caught out in the wrong position, and that's why I told you guys not to look for the short on ETH at the 4-hour exponential moving average, right? A lot of you guys messaged me, oh, Pingu, we're rejecting off that level. I think it's time we enter a short. And I said, well, no, because wait till the candle closes. You can see that the candle, like this was the candle I was talking about, the second one. You guys remember the wick high at 1868? And look what happened, right? It literally continued pushing on further. And that's why I always tell you guys to be patient with your entries, mostly before the Fed news day. You don't want to get caught out on the wrong side. So let's see. I only traded her live yesterday, finally got it, and we fought. Yeah, live session was great. Like I said, it was really, really fun. I mean, honestly, looking at ETH and Bitcoin right now, I would almost... Bitcoin, definitely, I would be looking for kind of a long position here. I wouldn't be kind of shorting Bitcoin, because I just looking at the current price action, this, to me, is a completion of the V-shape. I would be looking for the V-shape completion. ETH, to me, looks kind of tapped out, but, you know, we still have a little bit more room to go. Not much here in terms of price action. We've already missed a move before we started the live session. It is what it is. But, I mean, yes and no. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm playing the 1884 range. But if I were to zoom out of the chart like this, do you guys see this massive V-shaped formation? So this could ideally play out something like that. Or, of course, ETH just squeezes towards the upside. If Bitcoin squeezes like it looks like it's going to do, then ETH would, of course, squeeze as well. The only danger of ETH right now, of course, is the exponential moving averages have yet to be tested. So I know you guys want me to live trade. I'm sure some of you guys are waiting for it as well. The thing is, if we look for a long, I'm only going to be looking for long positions right now. The only problem for me is, of course, this overextension right now. Like, I don't like this. If this was on the exponential moving averages, I would tell you guys 100% we're looking for a long. But Bitcoin, on the other hand, definitely looks a lot better in terms of price action. But you just have to be very, very careful here. We're still testing a major midterm support. So here, let me draw it out for you guys. So you guys see this right here? This tells you that there was quite a bit of support on this range right now. And now that same range on the lower time frames is acting as resistance, right? So this is where you don't want to get caught, because ideally, if we get a fake out, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to go straight back down. So something to keep in mind. Yeah. So Kendall, why don't you tell me, like, what was the trade? What was your idea? And maybe we can kind of analyze it together, and see what happened towards it, like why it went wrong, and then we can kind of figure it out. But yeah, ETH looks, I mean, honestly, guys, like it's like yesterday, right? Like if I enter a position, guys, just keep that in mind. Whether it plays out or not, it's going to be extremely choppy today. Not something we want to hold over time, but it is looking like it's going to squeeze. Like ETH looks like it's ready to squeeze towards the upside. Even Bitcoin's ready to push up, it looks like. It's going to be a very quick trade. You know what? I'm just going to enter a quick one on Bitcoin at 20x. Just while we're talking, because I know Bitcoin's going to probably rip. Okay, there we go. I'm going to enter a long position on BTC at 20x. And I have a very strong feeling Bitcoin is probably going to rip and retest 29.2 before we see the continuation. The reason why I'm not looking for ETH specifically, A, it's more volatile. B, right now we've already missed the whole move towards the upside. We're kind of looking for a long position in a weird spot. Bitcoin, on the other hand, hasn't really completed its V-shaped formation. So, and I personally, I like the little bit less volatile moment right now. You know, yesterday we had our fun with ETH. I'm not trying to have that moment with Bitcoin as well. So we're just gonna watch it though. But yeah, like I'm curious what happened to your trade. I mean, I would love to kind of look at it together and see what your thought process was and see where you kind of made the mistake, and we can kind of go through it together. But if you guys have any other chart you guys want me to analyze, like I said, this stream is going to be really chill. We're in a trade right now in a long on Bitcoin. Not expecting much with the volatility. Honestly, easily could reverse, but I'm playing the V-shaped formation here. So at least to the wick high and then the retest downward. But it could easily just, whoopee, you know what I mean? It's one of those situations because we're still testing a major resistance level. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, 1 hour ETH bar formation and didn't play out. Yeah, that's why I messaged in the chat prior to me sending the ETH bar formation. A lot of, it's nothing that you did wrong. And I'll explain the bar to you guys. There was nothing that you did wrong, Kendall, so don't be so hard on yourself. This was one of those situations where price action was extremely manipulated. you can see that we were testing a major midterm support level. Then we had this choppy range, right? The key factor, or the dead giveaway rather, was the midterm support level I talked about. So when you're analyzing on the lower time frames, you guys already know, I've told you multiple times, it's very manipulated. But when you're looking on the hourly time frame, you'll notice the fact that we had a very clear support level at 1823, like super clear, right? The market was bouncing in between this range. If we broke below that support level, then that would have been a continuation trade. We saw the same thing here. Exact same trade, right? Breakdown, bar, continuation. Same thing. Breakdown, bar, continuation. That's ideally why I messaged you guys that there's a bar formation, but be careful of the 1824 level. And then my second message was pay attention that the 20 exponential moving average hasn't been tested yet. That's why I messaged you guys in regards to that, because I knew that ETH was going to either retest that level and then complete the move set, or just have a massive fake out in a V shape. So those kind of situations happen. You just have to learn from them. It's nothing you did wrong. It's just, like I said, price action today is going to be extremely choppy. I'm honestly not expecting much in regards to our position on Bitcoin as well. If we do see a squeeze, it's going to be a very quick one. I'm not going to hold it for too long, because I don't want to, my goal is not to get trapped in the position leading into tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is going to be very volatile. I believe it's at 8:30 a.m. or no, that's NFP. Oh wait, no, it's a first. Hold on, guys. Is it the first? It is the first. Hold on. Oh damn. We also have on Friday. Yeah, wow, this is a big week, guys. This is a really big week. So we have the Fed news tomorrow, right? We have the interest rate decision. We have the press conference. And then on Friday, we have the NFP report as well. That's a big deal. That's a very big deal. That rarely happens. Usually, like I said, I mean, okay, honestly, after today, even just this week, if you guys are trading, mostly if you guys want to trade NFP, or sorry, Fed news tomorrow or whatever, you guys really, I want everyone in this chat to really understand something. I've been trading for 7 years. I don't even trade NFP, okay? Like, I do not like it. It's a very volatile moment. That goes for Fed news as well. Tomorrow's job is liquidating every single trader. Just keep that in mind as you guys are trading. If you are trading in Asia hours tonight, please, 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 please make sure you're having trailing stops. Make sure you're cutting your trades if it's a loss. Don't try to hope that tomorrow the news is going to go your way, because the market's not going to give you time to react if the news is bullish. I'm leaning towards a bearish case tomorrow, but of course, you guys from yesterday's live session told you guys the same thing. Market tends to do opposite of what everyone else is thinking, and right now, everyone is bullish. Or sorry, bearish. Everyone is bearish, leaning towards that the market's going to obviously increase rates. We're going to see the drop on Bitcoin, capitulation, yada, yada, yada. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a wick tomorrow to the upside, grabbing all the liquidity and then a stronger continuation. But like I said, I just want to make sure that you guys are safe. Tomorrow is, or rather this week, is going to be a very volatile day, or week rather. If you make mistakes, like Kendall did, if you get trapped in this trade, make sure you close that trade. Don't have hopes, because this week is not going to be a normal trading week, and this is where most traders get absolutely wrecked. Be patient with yourself in terms of your entries, and mostly if you're scalping anything, keyword you're scalping. You're not hoping for catching the top or catching the bottom. You better be in and out of that trade extremely quick. Just something to keep in mind. Is 33K safe liquidation price? Yeah. I don't think Bitcoin's gonna go all... I mean, I don't want to say, like, yeah, with that much confidence. I mean, we can analyze it together. Like, here, you know, we'll go on the weekly. So looking at the weekly, like, there's a few things that we have to keep in mind. Number one, Bitcoin has yet to test this level right here at 33K. This level specifically was very important, because you guys see that wick right there? There's been a few wicks on support on the weekly time frame, and then once we broke that level, then we saw the capitulation. That usually gives you a better idea of what exactly levels you have to kind of pay out for, or look out for, because they'll give you a better understanding. Now, looking at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, we're still not completing we haven't yet completed the completion or the move set, right? Look, we're literally bouncing on the exponential moving averages still. Tomorrow, if the news is bearish, then 25.2 is the target. The 20 exponential moving average on the weekly lines up perfectly there. Everything lines up absolutely perfectly on the bearish target. Now, tomorrow, if the news is bullish, then we have our target laid out, which is going to be 33K. It's going to take a lot for Bitcoin to break above that level. I don't think it's going to be a straight wick like we've seen. But this, of course, we have to keep in mind that this has happened before, but you're going to have a lot of time to decide your position, right? If you're in a short right now, I think you have quite a bit of time. You're probably fine, but just something to keep in mind as you're trading. But yeah, so we're currently in a long position on Bitcoin, just trying to play the V shape for those of you that are joining in or missed anything. It's just going to be a very, very quick moment. My liquidation on my ETH short at 2,500. Just want to wait. Oh yeah, 2,500 is nah. I think you're fine on the ETH trade. Like 2,500 is like way up there. You're fine. You're using good leverage. I think you're okay on that. I don't, like I said, guys. Like I personally, I do see the head and shoulder. You know that one subscriber was talking about now, but even then, like with the Fed news, I told you guys this yesterday. I'll tell you guys again today. It's going to be very manipulated, and it wants to trap as many traders as it can. So if we do see this head and shoulder, which of course I'm going to show you guys right now, you have your left shoulder here. We have our big head at 2,100, and now we're forming the right shoulder, and then the drop, right? So this, I want you guys to be prepared for tomorrow and put your emotions away from the chart. And I don't want to give you guys any hopium or anything here. I just want to be real with you guys. If the news tomorrow is bearish, okay, we have seen this pattern formation play out here before as well on this ETH trade, right? Kind of a head and shoulder right there. And in one day when the news dropped, we saw capitulation. Be prepared for the capitulation moment tomorrow. If we do end up seeing a very strong bearish engulfing, our main target, long-term main target, if we lose 1715, which is the last support line that ETH really has, right? You guys know that we traded this moveset. This was probably the worst. This is probably the only trade we have recorded that we have lost. That swing position, for those of you that remember, that's probably the only recorded position that we lost on Telegram. And because it was so choppy, right? Now it's a moment of, if we lose this level at 1715, be ready for this massive, massive bar formation to play out. Just be ready for it, right? Because not only have we seen ETH squeeze moment after moment after moment, right? You can see we saw the squeeze from all the way to 1,200. We played the long at 1,400, but we didn't expect this squeeze to just continue all the way towards the upside. 2,100 was a very nice short. You guys know I mentioned it in the chat so many times. 2,100 is going to be my level for a short. We entered the short. It was a great trade. Now it's a moment of, you know, being cautious when you're entering these positions. You want to be very, very careful here. You want to try not to get trapped. And tomorrow, this whole week rather, is going to be extremely large for wicks. So guys, if you are new to trading or you're just trying to learn, I would highly suggest you just kind of watch. So what I mean by that is have a trade laid out in front of you, something that you want to, you know, look at and say, okay, like for now, for example, let's just say you want to look at ETH for a long. You don't want to enter the position. You just want to look at it for a long. See what happens tomorrow and see whether you were right or wrong, and then you'll understand in terms of the wicks. Tomorrow is going to be very iffy, even for me. I'm going to be keeping the messages very limited so everyone is staying on top of everything. I'm not going to spam you guys like I normally do with random shit. It's mostly going to be, you know, just updates and charts. I would highly suggest watching the videos that I'm going to be posting, because I'm going to be talking about it with the Fed news related. I'm going to be posting a little late though, because there's no point of posting a video before the Fed news, right? It's just the chart's gonna look completely whack. So just something to keep in mind. But for tomorrow, guys, I'm the reason why I keep repeating myself is because the amount of times when I was a beginner, I have been liquidated. You guys want like a story? The most times I've been liquidated was because of federal news or any sort of market moving moment, like NFP, anything like that. That was the only time I've been liquidated, because I figured I could trade it and I couldn't. It's not even like being good at it. It's dumb to trade it. The only people that trade these kind of news events are the ones that have very tight stops and they want to catch the larger move, or B, they either know or understand the macro environment and where things are heading, and they know that, yada, yada, yada. The thing about crypto, though, is, of course, regardless of whether the news is bullish or bearish, the market will hunt you. It will hunt you very nicely. And these wicks are very scary to play with. If you are trading, just use the lowest leverage you can. Try not to get caught, is my point. I'm just reading the chat. 2,400 for ETH. I think you're fine in there too, Mungo. In terms of a trade, anything above 2,300 for ETH, I think you're fine, guys. Like, let's be real, okay? 2,300 is like way up there. Like the mark, you can see every time ETH has ripped upwards, even with Fed news related, we've never seen an increase like that so large. The best we saw was $100. You guys remember that day we shot the squeeze, $100? We called it a day. But yeah, like there's no reason otherwise why ETH would just straight up moonshot like that. $1,000. It's okay, Yosin. Welcome. We're in a long position, Yosin, on BTC. Just thought I'd let you know. But like I said, it's one of those positions that we like yesterday. It's gonna be iffy, right? So just keep that in mind. I don't know if about 100x, but you do what you want. Let's see. I think we can retest 28,200 before the Fed news. So do you mean 29,200? That's exactly why I'm in the long position. I'm hoping for the retest to 29,200, or even getting close to it. Looking at this wick at 29.1, I'd probably close the position. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm playing right now. That's why I'm in the long position. I'm trying to play this move towards the upside, because like we see on ETH that we saw the completion almost of the V shape, but Bitcoin's kind of lagging behind, which is why right now we're using the exponential moving averages as support. We just need a little bit more volume, but of course, given the time, we're probably not going to see the volume until like near the end of the stream. That's probably when we're going to see like usual. So this is why I kind of like doing it at 6 p.m. Eastern, because you guys know, like when we're in a trade and something's happening, I can't talk or teach or do anything. So at least now, when the market's kind of dead right now, it's a good way to kind of teach, and we all see it together, kind of thing. So just something to watch. Hey Ben. So how can we decide what support or resistance if there are many wicks? That's a great question. You know what? We can talk about that really quickly in terms of support and resistance. I do have a video. If you just type in Pingu Charts Indicator on YouTube, it'll have the full breakdown, but we can talk quickly about, my support and resistance and how I kind of draw it. I'm going to choose a random chart though. Probably, I'm just going to choose one. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, he's analyzing this one. We got to buy this, right? It's just a quick one. I'm just going to delete these lines because I don't really care about this chart. It's just a random one to me. So let's say you're trading a naked chart, okay? And you want to know where exactly you want to draw your support and resistance lines. So number one, look at where the market has tested the most times. And this goes for both beginner and intermediate traders. It's definitely something you should learn. A lot of traders kind of trade the market like this, right? They'll just look at like the smaller picture, and they'll go on the hourly and start drawing their lines. But what I usually recommend is going on the 4-hour or the daily. And I'll show you guys how I do it. So on the 4-hour time frame, number one, we all look at where the market has tested the most times, okay? If you guys want to start with support, we can do support, but I'm going to do resistance for now, just to make it easier. So you can see that the market had quite a bit of wick opportunities in terms of wick highs right here, right? Actually, wait, I'm going to do the same line, but I want to do it across the market. So like this, there we go. Okay. So you can see that level, of course, is a very nice resistance level, right? Question comes is, how do we know that line is right? So let's zoom out a little bit more. So now looking at this chart here, you see that the market retested this line, right? We saw the rejection, but look what happened once we broke out. Where do you guys think is the important part in this whole picture to know it's a good area for a resistance? So market rejected, right? We had the move set. Why do you guys think this line specifically is important? I just want to... Yeah, I got a 44 inch. Okay, I know. I'm sorry. Like I usually do smaller monitors, but like I moved, so I'm living with this. I just want to know in the chat. So everyone, just put in the chat, why do you think I drew the line here? Like, what part of this gives it away in terms of the line itself, the resistance? If it breaks, it squeezes. right. Aisha, almost. So do you see this red candle? Do you see how it retested it as support? Old resistance becomes new support before the continuation. That's how you know you placed your resistance line properly. How can you back check? Look at how many times the market tested. Oh, well, Pingu, there's more tests on top. You know why I have multiple lines across my charts? I just draw a second line then, and that will count as my second resistance. So now I have my resistance lines drawn. I understand that this is a main level, right? So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and change the color to this line for my main levels. In terms of my weekly, I'll make them red. My white lines will tell me that, hey, the market retested. Bitcoin is ripping, by the way. I think we're up 3%. So I just want to, sorry, quick thing. For those of you that are in the long, you can either set your trailing stops or let it run, but it's probably going to complete the V shape here. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. I don't care about that right now. I just want to explain this. So second point is you'll see on the resistance line, we saw multiple wick opportunities. This is going to be your second resistance, okay? So if the market breaks above that level, you know that, okay, this is the main level of resistance. So now look at the chart. Do you see how clean these lines are? You're starting to see multiple retests. Look how clean, right? I didn't do anything. It's not like I'm a market maker. It's just my lines are very clean. I try to get the most accurate wick opportunities. Look at that, guys. We retested that level perfectly. Where was my stop loss going to be? Question in the chat. If I was entering a trade for a shorting position and the market was retesting my magical red line here, where would my stop loss be? Just in the chat. I just want to know. On the white line. Exactly. Why would it be on the white line? Because that is the second remaining resistance. If it breaks above that resistance, it's an invalid trade. That's how I draw my resistance levels. The same can be said about support. When you're drawing support, look where the market has tested the most. For me, it's very easy to kind of spot it immediately, but for some of you guys, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, which is fine. This is why I tell you guys to practice. Right now, you can see in terms of support, we have a very nice support level here at 35 cents. How do I know that this level, of course, is valid? Same sort of situation. Resistance turns into support and support turns into resistance. That's how this is a dead giveaway. Market broke the support level, retested it as resistance, and that was a confirmation. How do you know when it's valid, right? That's where you have to start paying attention to when it breaks above and uses it as support. That's why I have taught you guys how to trade like this. This is literally my trading style. It's not anything difficult. It's super simple. Look at Bitcoin, right? We're doing the same thing. We know the levels. We have our exponential moving averages. We're seeing the rip towards the upside. We bounce on support. It's a very easy trade. Then the pattern formations come differently, right? V shapes, W's, M's, whatever you want to say. That's a whole different side of things. I don't want to keep you guys bored, but you got my point. That's why I tell you guys. But like I said, just search up Penguin Charts Indicator. There's a full out video guide on it. We're up 4% on the Bitcoin trade. So you guys are welcome to take your profits or let it ride, whatever you guys want. But that's just my thing. Yeah, we're in a long. But yeah, if that makes sense for you guys, just joined. We on a trade. Yeah, holistic. We're in a long position on Bitcoin. We're trying to play this 29.2. Currently, we are up 3.2%. So yeah. Yeah, no problem, guys. But yeah, if you guys have something else you want me to explain while we kind of watch Bitcoin, that's cool. I'm going to eat my salad here in peace while we're kind of chilling and talking. But I don't want my salad to get cold. Because, you know, it just tastes like wet. I don't like wet shit. Honestly, I'm not even that hungry. I don't even know why I'm eating this. You know, it's like, honestly, guys, my days are so, like, my days are very busy. And it's gotten to the point where, like, trying to balance everything, like, I'm forgetting to eat, which is, like, I told you guys this a long time ago, like, when I used to trade, like really trade, I would forget to eat. But now it's because I'm so busy trying to balance everything. Like, you guys know, like, I will always respond to your Twitter DMs. I'll always try to do my best to help you guys in trades. But, like, think of it from a perspective of, like, you know, we got 4,600 on YouTube. We got 600 plus on Telegram. It's a little bit different when you have that many messages coming in every day, right? And then, like, I don't want to leave anyone out because, again, everyone to me matters. Mostly when it comes down to like the smaller guys. Like whales, I have whales in different chats, right? Those are completely different moments. But when it comes down to the smaller guys, I know how it is to be stuck in a trade. So that's my little rant. I'm just trying to eat right now, so don't mind. So Yosin's up 25%. Yeah, no bubble tea. I was pissed from yesterday. Yo, you know what's crazy, guys? Yesterday's bubble tea, I drank it and I didn't eat. I just, like, I was done. I tapped out. I went to bed. That thing put me to, like, I was in a coma. I was not ready. I don't know why. That thing was unreal. I had way too much sugar at once. On the same note, let's say it hits 29,200. Do you short at that point? No. That's a good thing. Question to ask. So a lot of traders, what they'll do is, I've taught you guys this a lot of times too, to be careful. A lot of traders, what they'll do is they'll enter the trade for a long. It'll rip towards the upside. Then they'll immediately short it and it continues ripping and they lose all their losses. If you get a win like that, if you play the V-shaped formation and it plays out perfectly, don't short. Don't counter yourself. Just exit the trade and call it a day. Get in the habit of keeping your trades 1 to 2 a day, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do like 20 trades a day. Oh my god, the salad is like very like, you know when salad gets cold, it's like slimy. That's what I'm eating right now. I'm eating slimy salad because I don't want to munch in your ears as I'm explaining something. You know what I mean? I'm a munch now, but yeah. So what's a V-shaped formation? It's literally just think of the letter V. They usually recover. They're bullish patterns, but the deciding factor on a V-shaped formation is once you see the retest on the exponential moving average. Only then we enter the trade. We don't just enter the trade because we see a V-shape, right? That's a lot of times it happens like this. But because we're using the EMA as support right now, that's why I entered the long, because I know that there's quite a bit of pressure here. But yeah, we're up 3%. I mean, like I said, for those of you guys that are trading, just make sure you guys take some profits, right? Mostly Yosin, Mr. 100X over there with 25% profit. You better be taking your profits. Hey, Anish, what's up? Yeah, good job, Anish. And you know what? Like, that's the crazy thing is, like, we've gotten in the habit of me explaining my trades to you guys for so long that people will message me and just be like, hey, Pingu, I'm in a trade like this. And, like, I'll literally be typing out the message that this is how it's going to play out. So I know you guys are learning, so I know we're getting something out of it. Yeah. Yeah, this is don't mind me munching, guys. Oh wait, you know what? Here, I'll do you guys one better. We're all gonna go on a GGR.trade. We're all gonna watch it together. Our favorite chat. Our 5-second chat. While I eat. Just while I eat. So we can all see the orders that are being filled here. Hey, what up, Dizzy? But yeah, I mean, like, do you guys have any other questions or something you want me to go over? Or is that, do you guys just want to watch the trade and chill now? Up to you guys. Whatever you guys want. I just want Bitcoin to squeeze. We're definitely seeing some sort of movement here. We're up 3.2. Go on, Bitcoin. Let's see. Hit my take profit on ETH today due to your signal though. So that's legendary, man. Yeah, no problem, bro. I got you. What's it called? Pingu certified munch. Yo, guys. Okay, let's be real. Okay, for a second. I'm gonna be hella real with you guys. I've gained a lot of weight. I can't keep doing it like this. I'm like, to put it in perspective, I was 185. I'm like 220. All right? Because, like, my life is so busy that I just eat whatever I see whenever I can. And, like, now, I've gained so much weight. Like, you know how yesterday I went up the staircase? Or, like, when I told you guys I'll be right back to get my Oreo? Guys. Oh, we're squeezing. Oh, we're squeezing. Look at the greens. Look at the greens. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at how many greens we just saw. What are we at? Bitcoin's up 4.5%. Oh, I would love to see a squeeze right now. Anyways, so as I was running upstairs, I was out of breath. Guys, it's like 10 steps. I've never been like that fat. My holy. I'm getting there. I gotta stop. I gotta stop eating. I'm eating a salad right now, so it doesn't count. Oh, damn. Go on, Bitcoin, be free. Look at all the sea of red. Sea of green, sea of red, sea of green, sea of red. And it's crazy to think, like, these guys are entering, like, hundreds of $1,000 positions. Like, look at that $1.5 million short that's open. And like, the price is moving like $10. Bro, I'm not bulking. I've been bulking since, like, my whole life here. We're done bulking. How do you know where the V-shape ends? That's a great question. So the V-shape ends in terms of the wick high. So that's the wick high right there. 29.3 is the wick high. Me, personally, I'll probably exit around here, 29.1. Again, guys, it doesn't have to play like this, right? Like, it could easily reverse. It could easily do that because tomorrow's Fed news, right? It just easily could be trapping longs. This is why I said set your trailing stops if you guys are in a trade on me. I'm up 4%. I don't care, right? Win or loss, as long as you guys profit, I'm chilling. But something to keep in mind. Yeah, but it's usually V-shape usually ends like this, and then we either reverse or we continue pushing higher. The amount you eat out motivates me. It's not good. It really isn't that good. I look at my credit card statement sometimes and I'm like, okay. But to be fair, like, I'm pretty simple in life. I don't have a flashy car. I don't have like flashy clothes. I just eat. Like, I would rather spend, and like, it's not like I eat like really nice restaurants either, guys. We're talking like, McDonald's and Burger King, or like, like Casada, or I don't know if you guys have that, Chipotle, whatever. But simple stuff. But the reason I get so fat is because I can't stop eating simple. Oh my God, Daryl, what's up? You're probably one of the oldest subscribers I've had. I remember. That's a great question. So Daryl's question is: many times when I set a stop loss, it gets hit before it continues in the direction I was trading. Can you explain if there's a way for traders to hunt the stop losses? So Daryl, I'm not sure if you missed it in terms of the beginning, well, when we were explaining the session, but when I talked about this formation on Hive. So the best thing you can do is have your support and resistance lines drawn, but pay attention to the wicks. So number one, if you have multiple retests on this resistance here, let's say for example 62 cents, that's your resistance 1. Your stop loss would be above this level here on the second resistance on the wick high. So anything above the resistance high, that's where you pretty much enter your stops. That really comes down to an emotion trade, right? So if the trade, for example, you're like, oh no, it's gonna reverse, it usually tends to do. That's why I usually have 2 wick opportunities, so I kind of keep my emotions in check. But really, you just have to place your, like, a lot of traders, what they'll do is, like, let's say this is okay, here, let me show you an example. Let's say my yellow line is resistance. Okay, what they'll do is they'll place their stop loss like right above the previous resistance. They'll be like, all right, we're good. Like, you're gonna get stopped out a lot, right? If anything, you should place your stop loss above the second resistance for the wick highs, because if the market reverses from that level, right, then that is what it is. So you can see, if you place your stop loss here, you got wrecked. Place your stop loss exactly there, you got wrecked. You can either do wick highs, so just look at where the market retested multiple times. So same thing, I'm just gonna move this line over here as an example. So you see that? So there's your wick highs. So you just kind of play around with it, and then you'll get a better understanding of how to place your stops. Stops are one thing that, of course, depends on everyone's trading style. Some people don't care. They'll end up holding their positions longer. Otherwise, people, they just, I mean, me personally, like, I usually watch my trades. Like, I'll sit there watching them all day. So I don't really trade with stops, but I won't leave my computer. Now, this isn't something I recommend, right? Because for me, I've been doing it for so long that I kind of have the mental levels in my head where I need to cut the trade, where it's going to be invalid and stuff. But for those of you that aren't on the actual place, and place your stop losses depending on your account sizes and your risk tolerance. some of you guys send me your trades and it's like negative 60%, and they're like, well, Pingu, what do I do here? I'm like, well, what can you do here, right? It's negative 60%. But just place your stops in accordance of your risk tolerance is my best advice for you guys. Do you only do futures or have you spot as well? No, I'm in cash only. You guys know that. I don't really, I'm not holding anything other than my main Bitcoin Ethereum bags. What kind of car do I have, bro? I got like some Toyota RAV4, reliable. I used to use Fibonacci's. Now I've stopped. It's been a long time since I used Fibonacci's. I used to use them at the beginner. They were very nice. Mostly the 0.61 reversal range and stuff. You can add it to your charts, but the reason why I removed it was because it was just too much on my chart. Like, it was starting to give me a headache because I would start over analyzing the chart and I would get wrecked. So I just removed it. Bro, I'm not getting a GTR or a Porsche. If I get a car, it's going to be a simple car. Yeah. 1887 is 0.61. Yeah. It depends. I'm still eating. If there's one thing you want to learn, you can try learning Fibonacci. There's some great YouTubers out there that explain it really well. Me personally, I mean, I found success without using it. I'm not going to change anything up now, you know what I mean? I guess a GTR is simple. A Tesla? I'm not really... the one thing is, like, if I do get a car, it's not going to be an electric car. Because, like, I want my car to, like, kind of... You know, when I press the gas, I kind of want to hear something. I don't want to hear, like, neat. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that. I actually, when I went to LA, I sat in a Tesla for Uber. That was really nice. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty cool, rather. The way it, like, reads the road and kind of maneuvers you and everything. I thought that was pretty sick. But yeah, so we're just missing volume. The trade is fine, kind of. But I hope you guys took some profits on that trade as it continued rallying. Yosin, you for sure. Yosin, I really hope you did take some profits on that. Because you would like doing 100x leverage, right? For pretty much anyone that entered the trade with me, like, make sure you guys have your trailing stops. Because I've warned you guys so many times, like, we are in a long on Bitcoin. We're trying to play the V-shaped formation, but this could easily reverse. It doesn't have to play out like we wanted to. But we had a really good entry, which is why I don't mind just watching it right now. You know what I mean? If it reverses, it is what it is. I'm sure most of you guys close your trades anyways, or set trailing stops. But somebody keep in mind. Yeah, exactly. Canada winters are pretty bad here. Yeah. Okay, I gotta eat this salad faster. This thing's getting real moist. Time to fall down to 27.8. It's ripping right now. But yeah. I mean, we're up 5% on Bitcoin. So, I don't know how much you guys are up. I'm up 5%. That's enough for me. I don't care. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna eat my salad in peace. I count that as a win. If you guys want to close your trades, close your trades. I'm just gonna eat my salad in peace. If it rips up higher, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. You get to the point where you kind of swing these positions so much. Like my $2,100 ETH trade, it was wild. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Just salad tastes like garbage. Oh God. Yeah, I'm not eating that. Oh, it's disgusting. It like got really slimy and wet. And then I just kind of stopped eating it. Whatever. Anyways, let's go back to you guys. How long did it take you to practice the strategy, really understand it and get the hang of it? Well, it's not like a strategy. I've said that before as well. I think it's just like 3 different things, like support, resistance, exponential moving averages, and price action. I've been trading for 7 years. I think 3 years before I became profitable. Like I don't want to say I had beginner's luck, but I was an insane trader. So like I had some insane win rates, but my problem was always over trading. So I would have some crazy weeks where I have like, 3, 4, 500% gains, and then lose it all in like the next week from federal news and getting greedy and stuff, right? So I think I never had a problem in terms of my trading style. Like a lot of traders have problems of trying to figure out the perfect strategy and yada, yada, yada. I never had a problem in terms of that. I think my problem was just finding a balance. I never found a balance. Like I would trade too much, or I would just not trade at all. But now it's like with you guys, I think I finally found a balance because I practice what I preach, right? Like you guys see, I enter the trades with you guys, I exit the trade with you guys, whatever. I mean, obviously live streams is a little bit different. I don't really do that. I kind of just let the position run, whether win or loss. You guys at least take profits. You guys make your money. I tell you guys when to take profits, right? But for me, like it's good because I don't overtrade anymore. The only time I'll even look at a chart is when one of you guys message me and say, whoa, Ethereum, whoa, Bitcoin. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? That's the only time, like, or otherwise I'm making a video. And like, the thing about my videos as well is like, I don't practice beforehand. I don't know if you guys know that. I literally just wake up in the morning, look at the chart and click record. And I just like, I see it as I go. Because that's probably the best way to teach you guys as well. Because if I like, pre-record things, it's just kind of dumb. It's like, to me, it's like, well, people aren't going to learn like that. It's like a live chart or nothing, right? Some people, what they'll do on YouTube is like they'll record it like a day before or 2 days before, and they'll record 2 different videos, so one bullish, one bearish, and they'll just upload the one that is going towards their plan. And to me, that just doesn't make sense. My problem is greed. Yeah, I mean, like, what do you mean by that, Mongo? Like, do you mean like you like profits or like just like over trading? I have my buy limit in Bitcoin at $1. Do you think it'll get triggered? I have no idea. Yeah, like I said, Fairdesk and everything, guys. Like we're using on this one, we're using Bitstamp. Fairdesk is pretty close, like with AGGR.trade. Like we're talking a $5 difference here. So the reason why the chart looks different in terms of prices because we're on a Bitstamp exchange. I told you guys this last live stream too. I'm not gonna change it because my charts are all on this one. It is what it is, but. Every exchange is going to have its own rate, right? You go on Binance, you go on KuCoin, everyone's going to have a different one right now. So it is what it is. As long as you know the direction of the trade is right, you're fine. Yeah, at what % gain would you cover the fees? Well, that's dependent on your trade, right? Your account size. Like Yosin opens 100x leverages and like his fees are going to be a little bit different versus we that open 20x versus someone that opens 5x. I think it all depends on, you just have to kind of look at the fees and what Fairdesk is charging you. Like Fairdesk luckily does charge us very little fees because, we have that partnership. So it allows us to scalp really well. But you kind of get the idea. Like you'll understand a little bit better, of course, depending on your account size. Let's see. I get my gains and wait for more. I work full time, so this is a bad habit. Yeah, like if you're like I get you, man. Like if you're working full time and it's very hard to balance stuff. So this is why I tell you guys to put trailing stops. Because if you put trailing stops in, then like you can sleep at night. You'll be happy knowing the fact that, hey, regardless of which way this trade goes, I make money. You understand what I'm saying? Like regardless if you're in profit, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm up $100. I put my trailing stops at $80. I'm gonna make $80 tonight regardless. If the trade continues pushing higher, then that's great. But most times you're better off just doing it like that. Mostly when you're working full time, right? If you can't have your phone out when you're on work or whatever, then you want to take a trade. You see it on lunch, take the trade, set those stop losses. Before your lunch is over, if you're up like 3-4%, then just close the trade. You don't need to hold it. Fairdesk is a goat for fees. Yeah, Fairdesk, honestly, guys, Fairdesk is really growing. Like, you guys don't understand. For those of you that have been with me for a very long time, we've been on Fairdesk when they first started. Like 5 months ago, they reached out to me. And they took the gamble on the YouTube channel. I took the gamble on the exchange, right? Because we were so small. They were like babies. And they were like growing at the time. Now we got like huge influencers talking about Fairdesk and like it's growing, but like you guys are locked in for those fees. Like that's the way we built the contract. Like you guys are locked in. You guys are fine, right? Like that's why I tell you guys like use it. Like, if you guys are my subscribers, just click on the pinned message in Telegram and use it. Because paying Bybit and BitMEX, or well, not BitMEX anymore, but like Bybit and KuCoin and Binance, like, you guys need to, like, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at your fees and how much they charge you, but it's a lot. Like, Yosin, like, what was it? Like, 50% more from Binance. I don't know how much yours was, but like, it's crazy. How do you know where to put trailing stops? It's a great question. Depends on your account. So for me, like, my rule is 3%. I'll put a trailing stop in. Like, I'm locking in 3% a day, which is unreal regardless. Some people like doing 5%. Some people like doing 2%. Really depends on you. Like me, technically right now, I'm up, what, to 4% almost. I would have closed the trade, but, you know, just because we're doing it live, I'm just going to let it run. I would expect you guys to be closing your trades or setting trailing stops here because this could reverse easily. But, you know, just for, like, usually, like I said, I told you guys, for live sessions, I will live trade with you, but I'm more focused on teaching you than I am focused on making money. We make money in Telegram anyways. Like, there's no reason, like, why I need to be doing it twice, right? Like, I'll enter a trade if I see a good trade, and I'll tell you guys, like, hey, this is a good trade. Make sure you guys enter. Like, our Bitcoin long position right now. We're just trying to play the squeeze here, though. But I know this level is going to be very tricky to break, because if it breaks, though, it's going to be very quick. Very, very quick. But, like, we're testing a major... We're not even near major resistance yet. But, like, 28.9, 29, anywhere around there, I'll probably close the trade. Because it's going to be a quick move. But, yeah, like, you know, it's been... we've been doing live sessions for a very long time. And, I mean, other than the first... I don't know if you guys ever... I don't know if you guys ever go watch the first live session I ever did, or second one. But those were very degenerate. Like, I was talking about it yesterday, too. Like, there was no plan there. We just went in... 100x, get liquidated, next day do it again. You know what I mean? Like, it was a different time for sure. Sometimes I put my stop loss to entry and it ends up making me lose $10 to $20. Not just it's the fees, Aisha. So that I never recommend that. Never put your stop loss on your entry. You're always gonna lose the trade because the fees will always hit you, regardless of what exchange you're on. You're always gonna lose fees, right? So that's why I'll tell you guys, if you're gonna place a stop loss or put it in profit, like 1.5% is perfect, 2% is great. You're definitely gonna make something out of it. You're much better doing that than putting your stop loss on entry. Did you see Bybit is not going full KYC very soon? Makes me a bit worried about other exchanges like Fairdesk. Well, Fairdesk is regulated for Canada and US. But Bybit is getting to the point where it's unreal, like, how big they are, right? Like, those kind of things obviously will get attention more. So, you know, the thing is that with KYC, like, Fairdesk doesn't really ask much either. You know, I'm KYC'd on Fairdesk. It doesn't really ask much. But, yeah, like, if you're one of those people that don't want to, like, KYC, there's one thing you got to understand is as this space grows, like, I've been in it since 2016. You know, back then, no one cared enough about what was happening in crypto, right? But now, the space is getting big enough where you're starting to see some sort of regulations coming to the market, and you know that they're going to hit hard on exchanges because we have to regulate it, right? So if you want to be a leverage trader, just understand that long term, sooner or later, you're going to have to do KYC. Yeah, so when Yosin said when he used 100x, the fees were 40%, they would take it. Which is crazy to me, because KuCoin does the same thing. When I was on KuCoin, I would enter a trade. You know, it'd be a decent sized position. It was $300. $300 a trade. I was trading like 6 times a day. Like, do you understand how much that is? It was wild. We should do liquidation Thursday. Oh my god, I totally forgot about liquidation Thursday. Okay, guys, yeah. So for those of you that missed the thing yesterday, I said that tomorrow, liquidation Thursday, we're gonna do it live. I may wait, because honestly, I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow on lunch, so, like, you know, around 12. I may wait, like, until later tonight or later the next day, so, like, the same thing. Or, like, what I might do is, like, I'll... This is what I'll do, actually. This is what I'll do. I got a better idea. I will do the same thing how we normally do Liquidation Thursday. I will say, put the poll out tomorrow. You guys all vote on it. Then I'm just going to go live. I'm not going to talk, but everyone's just going to watch it together. We're just going to do it live. And if I'm able to talk, I'll talk. You know what I mean? But we'll do it really quickly, like maybe a 10-minute live session or a 15-minute live session. We'll just do it together. It'll be live. It'll be fun. It'll get liquidated together, and then we'll just listen to sad music after. But that's tomorrow's plan. When I wake up, that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to you guys, and we'll kind of figure it out together. Oh, sorry, Thursday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. My fault. Thursday, liquidation Thursday. That's the plan. Oh, well, no, then we're fine. Okay, yeah, Thursday, then at noon. Thursday at noon, we do it. We're good. Thursday at noon, we do liquidation live Thursday. Do the 100x during FOMC. No pain, no gain. No, I'm good. I'm not doing your 100x on FOMC. Yeah. Do you do full-time trading? I used to be full-time, not anymore. Like I told you guys, like in terms of life balance, I have a decent job. I like it a lot. So, you know, for me, it kind of works out both ways, but that's why I'm so exhausted too. Like I have like 12-hour days every day because of YouTube and Telegram and keeping up with everything else in the markets. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's good. I definitely have a balance, right? Like I'll do my job. I won't overtrade because like when I was full-time trading, I would wake up at like 8 a.m., enter trades before market open. Then I'd be trading through lunch. I'd be going for a walk. I would be in a trade. I would literally be in a trade as I'm going to the gym. Like it was like an absurd amount of like moment, right? And then after that, it just kind of continued into like Asia hours. I don't sleep though. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I'm always awake. Like I will say goodnight, but then I'll still be analyzing charts. And like you guys have seen, like I'll say goodnight sometimes, and like 20 minutes later, you'll see a chart update. It's because like I say, like I try to get some sleep around like 11:45 Eastern, like, you know, near midnight. But then sometimes I just end up staying up to like 1 a.m. But yeah. Anyways, how far are we in terms of live? Okay, well, we're at 56 minutes. I'm sure you guys took your profits on the Bitcoin trade. Like I said, for those of you that didn't, make sure you guys have your trailing stops. I am going to end it here because I want people to, of course, kind of pay attention to the teaching that we did. I keep it to an hour max because everyone, you know, nobody wants to watch a 2-hour video. But yeah, don't worry, guys. Like, I'm home now. I got the computer. We're definitely going to do a lot more live sessions. So you guys are welcome to join me every time. Like I said, they're fun. Surprisingly, we've made profit every single time recently, which is great. But yeah, like, you know, it's just something to, like, for me, it's fun. Like you guys get to talk amongst yourselves. You guys all get to meet each other. I know on Telegram, it's just a bunch of emojis, but at least here you guys are able to like kind of chit chat. But yeah, it was a good session. There was like constantly 40 people watching, which is unreal. No problem, guys. Can we do liquidation Thursday tomorrow, FOMC 2 p.m.? No, we'll stick it to Thursday because, you know, it's been tradition. I don't want to break tradition for us. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something. And if you didn't, you're welcome to go back in the live stream and kind of watch it and go over everything because there was quite a bit of good information and great questions that were asked. I will probably see you guys on Thursday for liquidation Thursday for a quick live session around noon Eastern. Then we will probably continue our live sessions next week. I'm probably going to do like two, what is this? Yeah, 2 max. It's probably, you know what, we'll do 2 max a week, like 2 live sessions a week. We'll keep it like that whenever I can. It's not guaranteed. It is what it is. Okay, cool. I'm going to go try to play some Call of Duty and just kind of de-stress a little bit. You guys enjoy your days. Good luck with your trades. If you guys are in trades, remember what I said. Trailing stops. Don't get greedy. Tomorrow is a big day. Rather, this whole week is a big week. So be very careful as you guys are trading. If you guys need any help, DM me on Twitter. Ask questions. I will be here for you guys. Walk you through anything. But yeah, be careful this week. It's going to be very, very volatile. All right, guys. Have a good one. I will talk to you guys later.